Filling out that form is the best way to say, hey, Jeff, will you play this? All right. Sultai Bow. Bow, for those who have not been following standard, refers to Vivien's Arkbow. Pay X and discard a card from your hand. Look at the top X cards of your library and put a creature with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. This is a base blue-green deck with a bunch of acceleration at the bottom. Little black splash for some Kitesail Freebooters, Thief of Sanity, and Hostage Taker. And then we also have Biogenic Ooze and Frilled Mystic as other utility things at the top. Let's dive on into some games here and see how this goes. This one's probably reasonable enough to play ranked. And honestly, I don't care that much about my rankings, so let's dive in. I think I'm Diamond 2 and 2 pips right now. I climbed a good bit playing some matches with Naya Feather off stream. You played Neoform alongside Baby Tef. I have not, Tantrum. Although, someone just submitted a Vanifear pod deck for Modern that plays Baby Tef and Eldritch Evolution. This deck basically seamlessly transitions from being an actual Magic deck into a slot machine where you just feed cards that and pull the lever, right? Alright, let's do it. Is Thief not one of the best cards in Standard? So, there's enough red aggressive decks in the format that Thief has fallen off a little bit. That makes my bow pretty good, huh? Sounds great.
Stand by and watch. Here we go.
I think I just ignore this. Am I supposed to take this and just, like, play 2 mana creatures next turn? Probably. Like, Frilled Mystic's bad in the face of this anyways, right?
I've got it.
Alright, so I hit a land. I think the fact that I hit a land means I'm going to do this, get rid of this, and I'm going to go ahead and kill their Teferi here. That's threatening to be annoying. Really hoping to draw land there. It feels like a Frilled Mystic this turn. I kind of want a double spell. If they don't have a Frilled Mystic, I can Nissa into Paradise Druid, though. Perfect.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I want to prioritize playing their mana creature before mine, because mine can turn into a discard for Arkbow, which is nice. So, hoping to not get mass manipulation next turn. Hey, Cryez. Thank you for the half of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I think we're dead. I think we're dead. Can cast a giant crisis. Your definition of giant and my definition of giant are drastically different. Cast down seems fine. Spell Pierce actually seems pretty reasonable because they have a lot of big X spells. Maybe I want some Kraul Harpooners. Leaving some of these in is probably fine. Sloth doesn't really block anything meaningful. I'm going to cut the Sloths, actually, and leave all the Spell Pierces in. Let's do it. No deck of the day contender yet. This is our only second standard deck of the day, and Modern was kind of a crapshoot this morning. Yeah, this is off known to be. Correct, Savage. It's just like in an algebra problem. The variable has to be the same everywhere. Doop. So we'll go ahead and pass here with Frilled Mystic up or an activation on Incubation Druid. Either is fine. What does it mean to be a mid-range deck? The best way I can describe a mid-range deck is essentially it comes down to role assessment. So a mid-range deck, a deck is considered a mid-range deck if in some matchups it's the aggressor, while in other matchups it's the beatdown. So mid-range decks, generally speaking, take an aggressive role against control decks and take a controlling role against aggro decks. All right. Everybody ready for my favorite slot machine? Yeah, definitely, Ohio. I can 10 out of 10 make it the second deck tomorrow. For big donations, I don't mind being flexible. I appreciate the support. Eladox, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome. And now this protects my other hostage shaker, which has Toll Smear under it. And Shalai protects my board from their mass manipulation, which is sweet if they had blue mana. Hostage Shaker, still a pretty decent Magic the Gathering card. So do I Toll Smear, eat a thing? How do we feel about land attack with everything? That's probably loose. I'm gonna attack with just Shalai to start. I'm gonna pass. We get slot machine for 8 here. Hey, DK, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Came in and saw it and was super confused. That's usually a good reminder. A good reminder that the prime dropped off. Modern was pretty middling this morning, Nivik. Ooh, can I borrow this? Yoink. Sweet. Are we going to play? We're going to play the new Dredgefight deck. Yeah, it is in the deck queue. Or it's not in there at this moment, but it was added today. So it'll be in there when I update the deck queue after I sign off. We'll be there later for sure. We've not had a good Biogenic Ooze game yet, that's true. Sure. Drawing a non-green land there feels a little bit bad, but this is technically another green for this, which is nice. We'll have to have Spell Pierce up for 3 mana Teferi. Update what sooner, Testy? I'm really not a fan of competitive Modern play who. In its current state. I think I'm just gonna pass here with Frilled Mystic up. Because I can't, the way my lands have lined up, I can't Thief of Sanity and hold Spell Pierce, which feels bad. No, I don't do updates midstream, Testy. Taking downtime to make updates to things like that generally results in a loss of viewers. Modern casual Magic with the modern ban list is very reasonable. Competitive Modern I find very miserable. Sweet. So, one of the things that seems really sweet about this build is that Spell Pierce is just like, there's so many games in this format where Spell Pierce is just like the absolute best possible cards you can have. And like, with Bow, when Spell Pierce draws dead in the late game, we can just bow it away. So it seems like a neat angle to have. With modern leagues costing more, will the cost of missions go up? Nah, like I've had an upcharge for modern for a while now, so modern costs 25. So even if I lose $10 going 0-3 with a modern deck, I'm still up 15. So that's fine. I'm just gonna eat the cost as opposed to passing it on to the consumer. These aren't tariffs. I'm not gonna pass them on to the people who are paying me the money. Because that's what tariffs are. They're taxes on consumers. Well, I wish I could have pierced that one, I guess. Hold this one up here. Yeah, business expense. So, like, a lot of people seem to think that, like, a business expense means that it's free, and that's not what how business expenses work. A business expense essentially means that I get, like, a 25 to 30% discount, depending on what my effective tax rate ends up at for the year. Pretty far cry from free. Gosh, you're rude, opponent. Stop trying to kill my elves. They're good, honest, hard-working elves. I don't need any of your crap. Am I just playing Biogenic Ooze? I think I'm just playing Biogenic Ooze here. They're farming mana with their swords. Yeah, exactly. Opponent playing a sweet mono black brew looks like here. Probably, and this is so like, Ooze and Vivien's Arkbow are a little bit at odds with each other because this wants mana and this wants all my mana, basically. So like this turn, I'm probably just like attacking for 6 and then passing with Bow for 7-up, so I have the best chance to slot machine into a Frilled Mystic next turn. Arkbow here really showing the power of the increased card quality that it provides. Getting to turn this Arboreal Grazer potentially into something much better is very strong. Hit me, dealer! Oh, no! Oh, no! I just decline here, right? I decline because the elves die, but now these live. If I got anything else, these would die too. The good news is there's now 7 not Frilled Mystic cards at the bottom of my deck. So even though I only get 5 looks this turn, I get 5 looks at a 4 of into 40 cards. Alright, do I let this resolve and then try and hostage take her? That's the better play, right? The better play is let this resolve and then try and hostage take her. We're gonna see like 4 Frilled Mystics here and no hostage takers. I guess this is technically the incorrect percentage play because there are, what's the word that I'm searching for? There's actually more Frilled Mystics than hostage takers in my deck right now. Pierce me, daddy. Pierce me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Always the satisfying spell pierce. Always the satisfying spell pierce. Just like, oh, yeah. Finger licking good. Tasty. Tasty. The third spell pierce gets him every time. The third spell pierce gets him every time. Killing their chromatic lantern's probably pretty good here. I think I want to trim my acceleration. Just like have a higher density of impactful cards. Let's do it. Let's do it, and do it, and do it, and do it again. I mean, I don't know that I'd say Pierce is underrated. Like, the Jeskai Planeswalker deck, like, played 4 Pierce in it when it first started. Spell Pierce makes the stream sound not safe for work. Listen! That is in no way what I mean to imply when I say that. Spell Pierce looks bad after Resolve Nissa. So, like, thinking about how your cards look after they Resolve Nissa is kind of silly because you're just dead, so you can just concede. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Right on time, 2-mana spell. Welcome to the party. That's true. Spell Pierce is good when they cast Nissa. In fact, we pierced Nissa last game and we won on the spot because of it. Should have played the Watery Grave here. I played the Drowned Catacomb because I'm a big dumb stupid. We're kind of at a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other type situation here. Yeah, like Thief's more likely to live, Hostage Taker's more likely to live, etc. Ooh, Dasa Spell Pierce. I think I just gotta yoink the treasure map here. And hope that they brick on a land. Well, so the problem is they can flip map next turn. So if they flip map, they're gonna get to play Ugin through the Spell Pierce, right? Because they'd spend 1 and then have 3, 6. I guess they'd still need to draw a land. Sweet, they bricked. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to contain myself over how good this Spell Pierce is about to be. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to contain how good this Spell Pierce is about to be. Canes, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, tempo me, daddy. Tempo me. How does it make you feel on the inside, opponent? How does it make you feel on the inside? Does it make you feel things? It makes me feel things. I'm just passing here. We're activating this bow. I'm only gonna do 5. Actually, I want to get the treasure map going, but scrying first gives me the same extra look, right? So I still get to look at 6 here, effectively. I think I'm actually gonna ditch Thief, because I think this is better in the event they answer my Arkbow. Looking for another hostage taker here. I think I just hostage taker. I think I just bow for 4, digging for hostage taker. I think we're dead. Hey, Mimoths. Thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Monday wherever you're at. So, like, if I hostage taker, I can hit hostage taker for 4 off of a 4, and then, I could play this as a 2/2 and block this. Let's take a little info on the way out the door. Before game of the 3rd. Our lottery numbers were not quite correct there. Needed some better spins. Does their deck function without lanterns? It really doesn't, which is why I've got 8 ways to kill them. Haas! Coming in hot with the 4 months. Welcome back. And Raymile, thank you for the 9 months. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Do 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 do. I think I want to just pass here and pierce the treasure map. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here on this elf? Ooh, you could say we're doing it, chat. One could make the argument we are heading towards doing it. Land. Are we ahead? I think we're ahead. I guys want to no-sir the crap out of this one. Hold on to the Pierce for now. Tron player! Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The nice thing about Arkbow, too, is from a arena perspective, it conceals it like conceals what you have to draw really nicely, or like what you have. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna do this for 5 because I want to hold up Spell Pierce. I have some leftover bits. Let's bump Rug Delver before I head to class. Will do. Thank you for your support, Distinction. I appreciate it. Tron has invaded Standard. Yikes. Pretty unlikely to hit a Frilled Mystic here, but still worth taking a swing, I think. I advise that you yield. Oh no! It disables my Chromatic Lantern, chat. And my bow. Oh no! This is so incredibly rude.
Please stop.
So, which of these do I want to force them to play next turn? I think I want to force them to play Cry, so that way I can play Brontodon out. Ooh, that's a good point too. So it kills Graces if they ever cast it.
There is great power in the things we make.
What do I want to get with this acquisition? Maybe my thief should have hit this so I could kill this sooner. But I should like go get a Frilled Mystic. I feel like I just want their next play covered, right?
It is best if you stop.
I think I want a Dream Eater from the sideboard. I guess Dream Eater makes it pretty likely that I kill through the card next turn. Yeah, I can't cast any of the cards I'm getting with Masterminds this turn. I think I like the Dream Eater line. Should we have trophies in the 75? Yeah, maybe. I could see that being a good suggestion. Hey, Cardi BM, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yikes. Okay, so they get 5 mana, whatever they want. I think this has a foil and I just didn't buy it. Because this card doesn't see a ton of play and foiling Mythics is like $6.
Awaken.
Oh, buddy. Shweddy, thank you for the 613 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Listen, one good top deck deserves another, chat. Good, one good top deck deserves another. Is that all the lanterns? That's 3 of the 4.
Some solutions must be built.
I think this is better than holding up Dream Eater. 39 months. I have nothing witty to say. Welcome back, Tom. Thanks for keeping me around.
Please do not do that.
Please do not do that. I'm Karn. I'm annoying. No, I didn't say later today. I said I was going to add it to the deck queue. Said it was going to be added to the deck queue. I don't know when exactly it'll be up. It's going to be replacing the red-green Valakut deck. Modern will always be to start the stream. We don't do standard into modern around here. Well, speaking of what we do down here, how we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody over in the world. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here to play Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support. So thanks to all of them for keeping me employed as always. Also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick, including a brand new one that we added over the weekend here. Felix Gray makes premium glasses that have blue light filtering built into their lenses. So that's these glasses I've been wearing for the last week or so. They help with eye fatigue if you are someone like myself who spends a lot of time at the screen. And if you check them out using my link bit.ly/Hulu glasses, when you pick up a pair of glasses using my link, you can bump a deck in my deck queue by 20 points as a thank you for doing that. Chewy sells thousands of household pet items that you know and love, and they'd love to get them sent to you on an auto ship schedule. Using my link bit.ly/Hulu Chewy, you can save 30% on your first auto ship order there with them. The Vitamin String Quartet makes wonderful string renditions of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate all of y'all choosing to spend part of your Monday here with us. Hope you had a great weekend and you're having a good start to your week. This is an excellent Hearthstone hand. Unfortunately, this is Magic, so we're going to need to mulligan for some lands. This hand's kind of mediocre, but it has all of our colors. It's got a disruptive element onto you, so I guess this is fine. Seems fine. This deck doesn't have double green cards except for Brontodon in the sideboard, so... Take your 2 mana play. Does my banner and emote creator have contact info available? Yeah, I can share their contact info. Feel free to DM me on Discord or Twitch, Neil, and I'll send you their info later today. Green source. You know, when I said we didn't have double green cards, I forgot about Frilled Mystic, obviously. So, I think I'm just holding this up. Let's go for max greed here. I'm gonna bend this to bow for 4, I think.
Compromised. The moon
Exclusion Mage is interesting. I wonder if they're a Vanafear deck? That's what this card makes me think, Vanafear. Enter the God Eternals. Okay. Where were you last turn, Spell Pierce? Where were you last turn?
I guess you do not want to talk. Seek and find.
Yeah, they must just be a Sultai Dreadhorde deck, huh? Exclusion Mage is just like a weird utility creature that they can get back with it. Oh, Arboreal Grazer. A triple-sleeved commander deck? Is that a thing? Why is that a thing? This is so much worse than any other mana dork would be here.
The past is never forgotten.
No, their Vraska might have just gotten a new target.
Your demise won't be quick. Pity we couldn't have been allies.
I have learned all I can here.
Alright. Maybe we have a
Too
chance.
Involved with my work.
I just leave all my commander decks in top loaders.
Pain is weakness, leaving the body.
Should have floated mana there, probably. Let's gamble. That's a little more than a little greedy, but
That got my attention.
like, eh. If we hit a mana dork or if we hit Kitesail, we kill the Vraska. If we hit a mana dork, we're pretty happy with ourselves. We need them to not hit two pieces of action this turn that they can cast. We can Frilled Mystic, whatever it is, they're one piece of action, then untap Hostage Taker this, kill this. Yeah, I guess.
Everyone is expendable.
I think I'm going to ditch Hostage Taker to wheel for 5 here. Maybe this is wrong and I'm just supposed to hold this for the inevitable Dreadhorde. That attack is good for me. Spell Pierce is an absurd draw here because it means that we can keep them off of a Dreadhorde next turn because they've been sacrificing lands. That felt pretty good, huh? We stumbled there for a bit at the beginning too. Arboreal Grazer seems mediocre. Let's trim that. I'm not sure. I think these Dream Eaters are some hot nonsense. We're going to cast down to not die to random early Wildgrowth Walker beats. This list has felt really cohesive. Yeah, Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce has just been, like, the best card in our deck in a lot of these. How is Modern Horizons? No, not at all. Modern Horizons made a number of decks that already existed slightly better. In the case of Bridgevine, maybe significantly better, but for the most part, Modern's still Modern. Still a lot of people playing lots of linear decks that are very good, and then a number of people playing not so linear decks that are not so very good. It's at wherever the red-green Valakut deck is. Here, I'll change the name so that way people can see. It's literally second from the bottom. Bridgevine. Actually, that's the wrong number of points. Let me fix that. Not third from the bottom. It's now third from the bottom. Hey, welcome, Fressy. Why did they shock that in? No reason, right? Oh, Spell Pierce. That's why. Yeah, we Spell Pierced them in the first game, right? Good call. We just got done talking about how Spell Pierce is great too, right? Huh? I think I'd actually rather just have a Thief of Sanity than counter this, right? Oh, I guess it kills my bow. I think I'd still rather have Thief of Sanity. Alright, all in. Please don't kill my Kitesail Freebooter. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Phage the Untouchable. Yay! 20 gems. Whoa! I'd like everybody to take a moment to appreciate my spoiler for Core Set 2020. This is the Mythic wild card. It's good for any Mythic in Core Set 2020. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Best, highest value card you could open. Mythic wild card. As a meme streamer, those are a true rarity. Turn 2, Thief of Sanity. Nom 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 nom. Oh no! Why we gotta have turn 2 Thief of Sanity against the basic mountain? Why you gotta be like that, game? Play an island. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Why you have to be so mean? Maybe their hand is all lands. Optimism, huh? Light 'em up. We're on fire. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Mythic Wildcard. Maybe could be Mythic ranked with this deck. Yeah, possibly. Whirly boy up in your base. Get out of my face. If they attack, I'm going to block. Oh, no. Oh, no. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Land in land. Land, land, land. Do, 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 do. Is it okay to ask why Wizards are pushing more, considering you're a good ambassador of the game with lots of subs and followers on Twitch? To give you a direct quote, Wizards of the Coast considers the feedback that I provide regarding Magic the Gathering a liability to their game. Basically, I don't give constantly glowing reviews. Think we're dead. Feels pretty dead, man. We've got 4 Brontodons on the sideboard for a reason. That's harsh. That's real life. That's just like the TL. That's just like the harsh truth of being an adult. Yeah, maybe at the end of the day, it's like whatever. Yeah, like people like Tolarian are like, eventually you can get big enough that like they'll work with you even if they don't like you, right? What do we think about this board plan? This card's pretty mediocre, dies to a lot. This also doesn't seem great. You want Cast Down? Yeah, I could buy that for $1. Llanowar Elves are not stellar in the face of their stuff. Yeah, I definitely like all the removal. It's a good suggestion. I think these cards are nonsense. We're gonna make a couple changes after this match. Thanks for all the content. Can you say how bad Lattice combo is and Mono Green Tron for more people in the back? Thanks for the 5 bucks, turn 3 card daddy. Well, I mean, so like, if you're someone who only watches, my standard content, I'm a lot more harsh when talking about Magic Online with the modern content that I do, because if you've ever played Magic Online before, you understand that Magic Online deserves to be talked harshly about. Like, there's a reason why so many people never bothered to look at Magic until Arena existed. And Arena's great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Arena is good in a way I never thought digital Magic could be good. But, like, you know, I'm willing to say things like Magic Online's league structure effectively makes it online gambling because, well, it does. Things of that nature. Which I'm sure those comments don't make the lawyers happy. Which, if you're not familiar with Magic Online is a full buy, sell, trade secondary market where you can buy and sell digital objects for cash. And to play meaningful games on Magic Online, you have to have a cash buy-in, basically. And then you can sell the prizes that you get for money and cash back out as well. It's actually something I spent years doing. During undergrad and grad school, I frequently cashed like $200 to $300 a month out of Magic Online. They have double lightning strike here. That's brutal. I think we're dead at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna pack it in. Let's make a couple of changes. Like, these Dream Eaters are really silly. Okay, let's get some more good cards in here. I'm gonna play 1 or 2 more with this one. Kind of digging what it's doing. So Spell Pierce have been awesome. These Dream Eaters have been kind of mediocre. I'm going to slide this last Thief of Sanity into the main deck. I kind of wouldn't mind getting this Hostage Taker in here as well. All the Hostage Takers have been good. That's sure, Declan is, it's funny. So I was putting cards together for a Moto deck over the weekend, and Declan, who's my 4-year-old, came into my office, and we play Arena and Hearthstone and other games occasionally on my computer together, and he saw Moto up on my screen, and he goes, "Daddy, can we not play the ugly one?" And he just rolled me right over. Just it's like, oh, Declan. Oh, Deck. A couple of trophies here are probably good too. These Kraul Harpooners are like whatever. 2 cast down, 3 moment, 3 trophy. I think I like that. Small, subtle changes. Zazzy, thank you for the half a year support. I appreciate that. Welcome. My oldest is 5.5, and my younger one just turned 4. They are 15 months apart. Well, thanks for keeping me around, Zazzy. Ooh. Do Incubation Druids feel better than Paradise Druids here? They felt okay so far, honestly. Having the fact that Bow gives us an X spell to dump their mana into has been relevant a couple of times. I think I'm going to lead on Overgrown Tomb here to give myself the small probability of drawing and playing Thief of Sanity on turn 2. Because if I lead on Forest, I'll have green and won't be able to Thief on 2. This also gives me the ability to hold up a Spell Pierce on 2, so yeah, super right to play this out. I bet we pay Jeff better than Watsy would anyways. You all definitely do. You're not wrong on that assessment. Alright, so we shocked in, huh? Our timeout's still in stock, always. I often think we don't give the prospective children enough credit, especially when it comes to intuition about people, because they aren't fully programmed with the social niceties that we all buy into. My niece hated my ex-fiance. Turns out she was a Lovecraftian monster. Kids are dope. Yep. Alright, well this is not a matchup where Hostage Shaker is very good. I'm gonna play this out as a 2-3, I guess. Openly calling Moto gambling is more of a liability than calling ugly. Yeah, I agree, Fearburger.
Multiverse in mind conceivable.
I think we're dead, right? I think we're dead.
Minds crumble.
Maybe they have Stone Cold Nothing. Alright, so we'll attack this. We'll play an elf. We'll Hostage Taker the elf, because you have to Hostage Taker something. And like, if this is land, and they draw land, we'll keep playing, but otherwise we're gonna concede. Well, I mean, at 1, your kid's not really going to be in too much to any of the games that you're playing, right? Like, 1 is real little. And I mean, for the record, right, like, there's a reason why... not to speak ill of the dead, but there's a reason why, aside from Artifact, nobody's mimicked the Magic Online model, right? And, like, Valve is arguably already neck deep in the online gambling racket based on how their skins and stuff work, right? So, like, there's a reason why the cash in, cash out economy, and even Artifact technically doesn't really have a very clean cash out mechanic like Magic does, because Artifact didn't have peer-to-peer direct trading. fine. Not amazing, but fine. Not super aggressive, but not all of our hands are. But I have all my colors. I have a Frilled Mystic. I have a trophy. So, as someone who was pretty vehemently against the arena economy coming from a traditional Magic Online economy, I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong, and I feel like Arena's done a really good job of balancing their economy. As someone, from a whale perspective, obviously I can't speak to perspectives that I haven't experienced, but from the purpose of spending money to get what I want, I like the wild card system. And the feedback I've heard from people who don't just buy every card in every set like I do is that, the feedback I've heard resoundingly is that you can easily buy one tier deck and then use that tier deck to farm up things, which is nice. They shocked in here. I mean, you guys should be thinking about, like, Disdainful Stroke. Smells like Disdainful Stroke, I think. So I'm gonna shock this in and play an elf. Yeah, I do agree that some kind of way to acquire duels would be better for people who are spending less. Of course, you could also argue that that's likely why they don't do it, right? They want people to put money in. Best free subscriptions I've ever spent. Thank you, and welcome back, Jabrizi. I appreciate the 3 months. Hope you're having a good Monday. These Llanowar Elves are going the distance. They're going full speed. They're all alone. Do-do-do-do-do. So I'm going to try and Frilled Mystic this, so that way they stroke the Mystic, and then we untap and Biogenic Ooze. Sabotage, sure. The fact that Grixis doesn't have a good sweeper to get rid of this card is really sweet for us. I went ahead and played my land there so that way I can, like, trophy something this turn. So now this is kind of an awkward tension. I guess, so like, do I play this? So if I draw another green source, I can do this twice per turn? I think so. But like, if I draw a bow, I'm gonna sit on this. And I might live to regret sitting on this, but because there's more green sources than bows in my deck. Hey, Thought Knots. Thanks for the 27 months. Hope your Monday's treating you well. If I draw a bow, I want to have held this. If I draw a green source, I want to have played it. And maybe because I have more green sources than bows, that means I'm supposed to play it out. If they have a land, they can flip Nick. That's unfortunate. They also have a lot of removal spells, though, which reward me for holding this. Alright, so this can attack in, because they're both 4s, and they don't want to trade. This thing goes up to 9 when he flips. That's so many. Probably dead here without a bow soon. He'd like a bow or another skews this turn. They get to flip Azcanta and then flip Nick. 2 lands in hand, we just don't really have a chance here. We were so close, chat. We were so close. All right, let's try one more here. See if we can end on a high note with Sultai Bow. My one comment that I think I'd like to point out is that we were talking about the economy stuff, and while I agree converting wild cards to other wild cards would be a nice feature, I actually kind of like, and this, it's awkward because there are cards that aren't constructed playable, but the fact that you can't dust miscellaneous rares and other stuff to work towards the specific deck you're building, in a way, makes you end up incidentally having extra decks in the application, basically. So, like, if you bought, like, 20 packs and then dusted everything to build just your one deck, you then only have that deck. And then, like, if the format changes or you decide you don't enjoy playing that deck anymore, suddenly you don't have anything going on, right? Whereas, because you can't dust actual cards, you incidentally just, like, building your second deck is cheaper than building your first deck, etc., etc. Are we dead? I think we've died. I guess I could hit a hostage taker.
I have a plan.
But, like, both these Frilled Mystics don't currently have techs. This is a bad die roll to lose. I mean, like, I feel like comparing Arena to Paper Magic and being like, it's cheaper than Paper Magic, shut up and be happy. I think that's a really lazy approach. Just because, like, Paper Magic is absurdly expensive and always has been, B. So, like, that's a really, always has been, so it's like a low bar to clear. Dusting helps when your one deck suddenly becomes unplayable. Not really. So, like, it lets you take your one deck and turn it into 25% of another deck. So, like, I guess it helps in one way, but in other ways, the not being able to get rid of your stuff means that you can't... It kind of protects the consumer from themselves in the fact that, like, you can't make bad decisions that bite you later. Like, as someone, for example, who... I've played a bit of Hearthstone, and, like, I've definitely dusted things that later ended up being playable, and then I was really sad and felt like I had hurt myself because I didn't know what I was doing, because I deconstructed this thing that I actually really wanted. Abzan Hero I don't think is really playable in this format, so I took it off my website. I probably should have played this on one, so I could hold up Spell Pierce in a non-obvious manner. Yeah, the 4 of protection in Arena is also quite excellent. I guess I should just play the Thief here. If they have Teferi, I'm really sad. Regardless, they can pay for Spell Pierce.
My prowess is unmatched by me. Keep an open mind.
Yeah, I think my sequencing here was really bad. Yeah, we're just dead. Let's try one more. We're just too far behind. Like, when you get this far behind on board, then 3 mana Teferi shows up and you just get buried. So I'm conceding there because anything I play next turn is going to be bad. Like, bowing for 3 or 4 is not particularly good. So, here's the business argument for keeping the 4 of protection. So 4 of protection in Magic Arena is disproportionately good for people who are opening lots of packs. And people who are opening lots of packs are likely the ones that are giving them the most money. So in general, you want your business decisions to be benefiting your whales. So, like, getting rid of the 4 of protection, I don't think is something that we'll ever see happen, because 4 of protection is good for the people that want to spend the most money on Arena, which are the types of people that WotC really wants to keep happy. think we're dead. This felt like an okay run in the first few matches we played here, but the more we've played against these Bant decks, the more this is start to feel like all the rest of the mid-range decks in this format, which is just like the mid-range decks, just none of them beat these mass manipulation decks. These mass manipulation decks just go far over the top of anything these other mid-range decks are capable of producing. Yeah, we need like a Spell Piercer or Frilled Mystic here to have a shot. Hey, Nemesis, thanks for the 25 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Oh. Only checks calendar. 18 more months of 3-mana Teferi. Got it. Only 18 more months. I wonder how present he's gonna be in the new format. I wonder how present he'll be in the new format. Yeah, it'll be interesting. So, like, aggressive decks tend to be better in bigger card pools, and 3-mana Teferi's not amazing against aggressive strategies. So here's the thing, experts. I would encourage you not to focus on... People often overanalyze or overestimate what the metagame looks like. The plural of anecdote is not data. Like, whenever I hear the format is changing week to week, what that generally means is that there's just a lot of decks that are competitive, which is a good thing overall, but there's just so many different decks that are in fact competitive that, like, unless you're playing 1,000 matches a week, you can't really track meaningful moves and changes. Now, to answer your specific question, what deck would I recommend playing? Mono Red's the best, just like you're playing to win and want to win quickly deck in the format. I don't think that's changed at all. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with Genesis's take there. You can know the metagame at your FNM, but past that, it's mostly just people making stuff up. So they're bouncing Biogenic Ooze here. This implies they have a... This implies they have a Disdainful Stroke, maybe? Let's kill this.
It's only a matter of time.
And then I get to play Bio Ooze whilst holding up Spell Pierce, so... We had Llanowar Elves on the play and our opponent was unable to keep up. The story of Standard. Much easier to get under this card when you're on the play and have an Accelerant. How does being pierced make you feel? Does it make you feel on the inside, opponent? LS Wirtz, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Alright, I think I'm going to put the Kitesail Freebooters back in. If they're going to be time wiping me, I probably want this effect. This card's pretty bad against Teferi. And it's like, well, I don't think I can mulligan this, but like, my opponent just goes like ramp creature into Teferi, like, can I ever win? Alright, well that answers the Teferi question. Just slide this into play untapped here and pass the turn. And this is, you know, I tried to be interactive, and then my interaction just didn't line up profitably into what my opponent was doing. Which is, again, generally speaking, being proactive is always the incredibly correct thing to be doing in a game of Magic the Gathering. Sure. I'm not saying don't have a plan for decks that are good negative. I'm just saying don't make your sideboard all for one deck. Because even if we could all look at things and say, yeah, this is definitely the best deck in the format, the takeaway is still basically... I think the takeaway is dead. I'm dead here, right? Let's just move on with that to start. The takeaway is still like, even if Mono Red's the best and most popular deck in the format, it's like... still only going to be, you know, a third or a quarter of your matches most of the time, if even that. Like, what, we've played probably a dozen matches today and have played against it once or twice. Like, when I'm saying you can't accurately predict things, or there aren't these, people like to kind of imply there's these very nuanced shifts, when in reality what's happening is there's always been this big, deep, diverse pool, and you're just anecdotally seeing different parts of the pool, and the pool overall hasn't really changed in the last month. It's just your sample sizes are random every time, and they're pulling from different parts of the same pool. You have people who play their pet decks, and people playing decks to beat red, and Spike's playing red, and poor people playing red, and you guys playing draft. Yep, there's a lot. There's so many variables, and there's not enough good data that it's impossible to really draw strong conclusions. Anywho, to wrap on this deck kind of felt like it exemplified through that set the highs and lows of Magic the Gathering. We ran a little bit good to start, and there's gotta be... Is there a non-mono blue deck that plays a bunch of Spell Pierces in this format? Like, that's probably why the Drake's deck is kind of okay, right? Does that deck get to play Spell Pierce? Some of the builds play some of them, I think. This card's really reasonable in this format, but overall, this deck felt kind of clunky and awkward. I definitely think other mid-range decks in this format just really struggle against these Bant Thieves decks. Just like the big plays with the Nissas and the Mass Manipulation just go so far over the top of everything else that's going on in this format that it's really hard for new ideas like this to break out and be competitive, because they just like can't keep up with the